Hello everyone, it's Linda Dolke. I'm a demonstrator here in Australia with Stamping Up, and today I'm going to be showing you some cute projects using a brand new stamp set from our catalogue which goes live tomorrow. So hello Priscilla, I see you're there. Hi. I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see everyone. Always forget to do that first. Okay, so as I go through, I'm going to be showing you some really cute things from the new catalogue. So these aren't available for purchase until tomorrow, but I'll show you how they work really well together. It's a new set called Butterfly Gala. So I'm going to be popping my phone into the holder up above, and I'll be working on these cute cards. The catalogue itself is the Occasions catalogue, this one. And like I said, it goes live tomorrow, but in addition, it also has this one, which is the Sale-a-bration catalogue. So if you haven't had a Sale-a-bration with me or with any of the Stampin' Up demonstrators before, it just is a special book of exclusive items. There's stamp sets, there's framelits, there's papers, there's ribbons, all sorts of things, which you can get for free, a gift with purchase, with every $90 order. Hi Wendy. Hi Janelle. So, I'm going to be popping through and showing you some of these. The set that we're watching actually has a whole bunch of coordinating products, and I'm going to use them together. Some of you may have seen the photo that I had up on my Facebook page already and Instagram earlier today, which is of the butterfly set in all the different colours. So if you saw that, you've got a bit of an idea of what it is we're making. So I'm going to put the phone in the holder now. Hi Carmel, I love it too. And the best part is it's a punch and matching set, so it's actually fairly inexpensive and you don't need a lot of items to actually put it together. Hi Sharon. Hey Anne. Alright, so I'm going to switch this around, so just bear with me a moment. I won't be able to see you commenting while I'm actually making these things, but I'll be checking every now and then, and if there's any questions I can answer them at the end as well. So here we go. So you can see them down there. There we go. Can everyone see these? They're so cute. So you can see the pretty different, they're all the same, but they're different colours. So the colours in this set are, there's Grapefruit Grove, there's, now I've actually, this is Lemon Lime Twist, the paper. So I've actually used the gingham papers that come together. Let me just quickly show you. Here we go. Just bear with me a second. There they are. Okay, so you should be able to see the gingham papers there. Alright, in Australia these are $19.25, and there are Balmy Blue, Daffodil Delight, Grapefruit Grove, Highland Heather, and Lemon Lime Twist. I nearly said Kiwi Kiss, that's a retired colour, but Lemon Lime Twist is the other colour. So I've kind of stuck with those colours in my cards as well. Obviously it makes sense seeing as I'm using these gingham papers, but I did actually coordinate some different coloured cardstocks with them. So I'm going to show you how I made it. I'm going to use this one today. This is actually Granny Apple Green, which is a darker but really great, it works really great tonally with the Lemon Lime Twist, so they look really good together even though it is a darker colour. And the same with the others I stuck to, so there's Balmy Blue, Daffodil Delight and Grapefruit Grove. I stuck with those. However, I realised, and I didn't realise until I went to use it, that I am completely out of Highland Heather, and I went with this is actually a retired colour. This is Wisteria Wonder. However, you could also use Grapefruit Grove. I didn't have any of that either. So guess what's on my next order? Grapefruit Grove and Highland Heather, so that I can coordinate with this paper. And you'll notice there's also some ribbons that coordinate with all of those as well. So let's show you how all this goes together. The stamp set is called Butterfly Gala. Here it is. And it has a matching punch. This one here, let me just close it so you can see it flat. Okay, so those two work together really beautifully. Can everyone see that okay? Let me just straighten this up a little bit. I can see it's not quite straight in line with my, that's a bit better. Let me adjust. There we go. Alright, so the Butterfly Gala set has these different butterflies. There's different ones. This one's kind of like a stained glass. These two are kind of stained glass butterflies. This one almost looks like it's made out of leaves or feathers. And this one is probably a little bit more realistic. You can use the solid ones to colour in the butterflies, you'll see there's a small butterfly and a large butterfly. And so when you actually are stamping with these, let me get out the one that I'm using, which is this one here. It is a photopolymer set, so that means they are the clear see-through type stamps. I'm using D block to pop them on, and because they're photopolymer they stick on really, really well, which is great. For those of you who don't know, we also have a new stamp set type in this catalogue which is called Cling, and the Cling are our new rubber offering. So there's no more wooden stamps, so no more rubber, red rubber with wood. Now the red rubber is called Cling, and they are actually sticky on the back, so when you put the labels on the back they're sticky as anything and they won't fall off here, but you just have to be very careful when you take them off the blocks so that you don't take them off too quickly and rip the backs off. So yeah, they're a whole new thing, but kind of fun. I'm using Memento today with my ink, my photopolymer stamps, and I'm going to make sure I've inked up really, really well. And I'm thinking, which one will we go with first? I think we'll go with the lemon lime twist. Okay, so I've already cut these pieces to size. I've got a piece here at the back. So my base cardstock is the Whisper White, and then I'm also, which I might as well just fold to get started. I'm going to use my bone folder. Oops. There we go. Whoops, I've managed to get a mark on that, but that's okay. We're going to cover that up. Alright, so this piece I've already cut to size, so it fits just inside. It's only 5.5 centimeters wide, which if I'm looking here on my, if you're looking from overseas, 5.5 centimeters wide is about 2 1/4, or actually just between 2 1/4 and, sorry, 2 1/8 and 2 1/4, right in between there, so closer to 2 1/8 inches. And then I've just made it so it fits inside. I also, because I'm using this piece here is just plain cardstock and I'm not doing anything very much with it, I'm also going to sponge around the outside of that. So I've got just a piece of sponge here. I chop my sponges up to save a little bit of money, so I'm not using, you know, a whole sponge. You certainly don't need that much. You can chop them up. I chop mine into 6 and that works well. And I'm just going to really quickly go around the edges with the Granny Apple Green ink around the Granny Apple Green cardstock piece. And it just is going to highlight this piece of cardstock on my card, trying to make it look just that little bit more finished. I often do that with my pieces. There we go. So it's going to look like this. Right, now I've also got a piece of the lemon lime twist gingham. Let me just show you the ginghams for a second. You can see I've chopped mine up already into lots of little pieces, but it's 6 by 6 paper, and you have the Daffodil Delight. It's a large gingham on one side and a small gingham on the other, so you can pick whichever. That's the same color, but you've got your larger gingham and your smaller gingham. For these cards I use the smaller, but for some projects the larger would probably look better. So it just depends on your projects. So small and large on each. So that's the Highland Heather, that's the Grapefruit Grove, Lemon Lime Twist, Balmy Blue, and I think that's it. There's 5 colours anyway, so I hope I got them all then. Sorry if I missed any, but you can see they're really easy and nice to use. The other thing is they're great for pattern mixing. So if you have other papers that have these colours in them, they're a really great coordination piece. So let me just show a different card. So this one I did the other day, and I used some of the Butterfly Botanical Butterflies set, which is a free Sale-a-bration set this month. That's 12 by 12 pattern paper that's in the Sale-a-bration offering. And how nice does that gingham look with that? So it does really good for pattern mixing, because this is kind of a subtle, not overwhelming pattern. It just brings out the colour, so it then goes with a more detailed pattern and you get away with it quite nicely. I was kind of introduced to pattern mixing from through a clothing label in the US, and I found that style of pattern mixing, which I had never thought to do that with clothing, but I've realized it actually goes really great for cards as well. So there you go. Alright, so we've got our first piece here, and I'm just going to use a snail to pop that in place, which is right here next to me, right in front. I can never find anything. The closer it is to me, the less likely I am to find it, because it just works like that. And I'm just going to pop this in place. Now this piece here, I'm just layering over that, and I'm going to offset it a little bit. So just like that, I'm just going to move that a little bit over, slightly towards the top. And then my base piece is ready to go. Now, in the interests of time, plus not wiggling around my my Big Shot too much, because when I use it, it really wobbles the camera, I've already gone ahead and cut a stitch-shaped square, which is what I used on all those cards. So you can see my stitched edge square here behind the butterfly. If you didn't have these, you could use a punch. For example, a circle punch would also provide a really nice background. Let me quickly, I'll punch one out for you. This is the 2-inch circle, which I think is about the right size for this. And so that would also work. So you could use a circle if you have the punch, or you could use one of the stitched edge ones if you prefer to use your Big Shot. But if we're not using a Big Shot, a punch will do just as well. So maybe I'll do this one with the circle just to give you guys a look at how that would be different. And I'm also going to very lightly go around my circle with my Granny Apple Green. There we go. And that's going to end up on there and cover up that bit of smudge I made on this card earlier. So there we go. So I'm actually going to, I probably won't stick that on yet. I'll do my butterfly first. So remember we inked up the butterfly before, just double checking and making sure. And because it's a photopolymer stamp, you can go straight on, but you should have the base of the big butterfly closest to the edge, because when you use your punch, you come in from that side. So just to make sure I get a really good image, I'm actually going to pop a piece of, this is a paper piercing mat that we have. I like those to go underneath my work, so I'm sure that I'll get a good image. The other option, of course, is use your Stampin'Up so that if you mess it up, you can redo it again. Okay, that's pretty good. That will do. Let me just move that out of the way. Alright, so now I'm going to punch that, and as I mentioned before, you come in from this edge, so you want to always start so that the big butterflies, the base of the big butterfly is closest to the edge of your paper, and I'm just going to line that up. I find this the easiest way to line up a stamped image, and the beauty of these stamps is you've got your small butterfly and your big butterfly already perfectly placed to cut out with the punch, so that makes them really, really useful. And every time I use this big butterfly, I've also got a collection of little ones that I could use on another project, so that's really cool. So I'm just going to hold it in my hand. I find that the easiest way. I find that easier than actually trying to line it up sitting on the table, and I always turn my punch upside down so that I can see exactly where I'm going and line it up easily. So you can see that they punch out really, really nicely. Now here's a little tip for you when you're using this set. Something my friend Bronwyn and I were working with this morning, and we realized there is also in the same stamp set, I'm just going to get a small block, a little tiny, like the body of the butterfly. Now these are little tiny weenie stamps, so it would be easy to lose. There's a bigger one for this butterfly, and then a really incy-wincy one for this butterfly. So we're just going to do the bigger one at the moment because that's the stamp that we're using, and I'm going to pop it here onto my B size block. If you have an A block, that's even better. I'm not sure where my A block has gone. So it is slightly thicker at one side than the other, and that I would put the thicker side towards the top, but it is easier, and this is the tip, it's easier to do this after you punch than before. And I'm sorry if you get to see the back of my head here, because I'm coming in so I can get really close to it. And the reason that it's easier is because there's like a little bit of paper left over that the punch does for you at the bottom and the top, and you can then position the body of the butterfly inside those lines. Whereas if you were to do it before you punch, you're not sure where the top or the bottom is, so it's actually easier to do it after you punch. because there's a little tip for you. So now we're going to colour them in. I'm using, because we've got the lemon lime twist gingham here, I'm going to go with the green, although I have picked the granny apple green because it just adds a little bit more contrast, and I think that would look nice with a bit of maybe balmy blue. On my original I think I did it with the purple, but we'll go with the blue. My mum used to say that old thing, you know, blue and green should never be seen, which is a load of rubbish because blue and green sometimes look absolutely fantastic together. Alright, so I've got here a blender pen and I've got my open ink pad, and to get colour here and use this as a palette, all I need to do is close it and push really, really hard. However, if you find that's too difficult or you prefer not to do that, you could also do this, which is use a block and go into the block with your ink on straight into the ink pad and then pick up your colour from there. Okay, so either of those things will work for you, and I'm just using, like I said, a light touch with a blender pen to colour this in. Now my favourite colouring tool is actually aqua painters, but I prefer to use aqua painters which have of course water in the barrel. I prefer to use those with stays on ink, and I prefer not to use stays on ink if possible with my photopolymer stamps. I prefer to use the Memento, which is a water-based ink. And it's not so much that there's a problem using the ink, but the cleaning of them. If you use stays on your photopolymer stamps, you really should clean them straight away, because stays on cleaner is quite hard on your stamps. So instead of using stays on cleaner, I clean them straight away with normal Stampin' Mist, or you could even use your chamois if you wish. But if you don't clean them straight away, then you will find that you need to use something harder like stays on cleaner. Now I've got that, I could use it for something else, but there's quite a lot of ink on there. I better not put anything on top of it. Alright, so let's go with the blue, just because. You can see I've already pushed that one earlier. Or I could have used my block again to pick up the colour, but I'll just go straight from my ink pad. And I'm just going to colour these and kind of blend them together a little bit. I find blender pens really easy to use, and you can use them over and over again with lots and lots of different colours. When you're finished with a particular colour, and they're double-ended as well, which means that if you're working with a particular couple of colours, you can use them over and over again with those same ones. But if you want to use different colours, not a problem. All you have to do is actually run your blender pen off on your paper until it becomes clear. Get rid of all the pigment from the last job, and then it's ready to pick up and use a new colour. So you can use them with a range of colours. It doesn't need to always be kept for just one. Okay, so I'm going to pop the lid back on that and just check and make sure. Hello everyone. Hi Donna. Hi Jenny. Hi Lorraine. Oh, and Bronwyn's watching. There you go. So lots and lots of people watching, which is nice. I'm sorry if I haven't said hello to you yet, but I will go through at the end and make sure. Okay, so I've now coloured this in the colours that I like. And I'm just going to use a glue dot. I've sort of folded it in half a little bit so it sort of has its wings sort of up. And we're going to go into the middle of the shape. So if I wanted to use it in the middle of this shape, I would just position it so. But I'm going to do it on this circle. It's not quite centered, but that's okay. Close, close. And then this is going to end up right here. Okay, so I'm going to get a couple of dimensionals because I'd like that to pop up. Dimensionals make all the difference on your projects. They can make a very ordinary card seem a lot more interesting. As soon as you add dimension, it becomes, I think, amazing. And it's an easy way to make your cards look very professional. Okay, so now we have our butterfly positioned here, and I'm also going to, with the same stamp set, There's some nice words in here. There's hello beautiful, a little note, the good things in life are better with you. You've been on my mind and thank you so very much, which is always handy. But I'm going to go with a little note because it's really generic and you can give that to anybody. And I'm going to use my Granny Apple Green, ink it up, and I'm just going to position that just down the bottom in this little piece here. Okay, just like that. Alright, so that's as easy as the card is to do. But there's a couple of things I'd like to point out with you. First of all, I've already mentioned that this gingham paper is 6x6 and it comes in the 5 colours that then beautifully put these colours, the butterflies, together. However, there's a couple of other things in those pages that come in the same colours. There's these little guys. Now, let me read you the proper name. I believe they're adhesive backed sequins or something like that. Let me just double check. They're called Gingham Gala adhesive backed sequins. Okay, and you can see I've already opened mine, and there's Lemon Lime Twist and Highland Heather, and sort of these ones, they're meant to be Balmy Blue, but they're actually kind of iridescent, which go with lots of different things, and Grapefruit Grove and Daffodil Delight. So you can see the colours are already all there. Now with this one, because it's the green, I'm going to go with a little sequin. When you take them off, you either want to use a little tool, like maybe our pick, take your pick tool, and use the flat end of that just to go underneath, because you want to make sure you take the adhesive with it as well. And I'm just going to use that little green one there, and I'm going to pop that right there in the middle. So those are another coordinating piece in the suite, which are really, really cute, easy to use. There's little flower shapes and little circles. Just hold them up so you can see them. Can you see those? Little circles and little flowers. One just fell off in my hand. Put him back on. There you go. So really, really cute. They're all adhesive. And then we also have the punch and the stamp set as it's a $61 bundle here in Australia. So what I was going to suggest is, if you are looking, because it's Sale-a-bration tomorrow, and some of you would already know that when you spend $90 during Sale-a-bration, you get something for free. So they've given us some other butterfly options that work really, really well with this set if you're spending $90. So just say, for example, you bought the Butterfly Gala stamp set and punch for $61, and then you bought the Gala paper, the Gingham Gala paper, for $19.25, and you decide you're going to get the Gingham Gala adhesive back sequins. All of those things, the punch, the stamp set, the paper and the sequins, comes to $93.25, and that's going to get you a free Sale-a-bration item, which is really cool. So let's have a quick look in the Sale-a-bration catalogue, because you'll see that there are some really great butterfly options in there. We've got this Botanical Butterfly Designer Series paper, which is really, really cute. And it's in 12 by 12. It's got black and white designs on one side and your coloured designs in similar colours to what we've just used that would also coordinate with these Gingham Gala papers. There's also butterfly elements, little wooden elements that are really cute. Here they are. Let me show them to you. Aren't they gorgeous? So you can see that they have little outlines of butterflies, solid butterflies. They are really sweet, attach really easily with glue dots. They're not adhesive backed, so just to bear that in mind, that you'll need a glue dot to attach those. Really, really cute, and I've been using them already. Hang on, let me grab you a card that I used one on yesterday. So this is a card that I did yesterday, and so I used one of the little wooden element butterflies. I used some of the new, it's called Beautifully Detailed laser cut paper, and I just popped my butterfly in the middle of that. I got the idea for this card. I have one of my team members, Felicity, she made a beautiful card that used an outline of a butterfly in a different backing piece from this gorgeous paper, and I just thought, what a great idea, I need to get that out. I've paired it with some linen thread. This is old olive linen thread, which is a new item in the Occasions catalogue as well. There's one of our adhesive back sequins that I used. That's actually the Grapefruit Grove one of those. And then I put a Love You, which I've actually done in copper foil. This is another new framelit set. This is called Well Written, and there's lots and lots of framelits in there, and the little banner is from the Needlepoint Nook So there's a whole range of different elements have gone into that one from lots of different places, but it's a cute and actually really quick and easy card. And I love the main event, which is to me the wooden element on there, which is what I wanted to show you. Okay, now there's also in the Sale-a-bration catalogue these ribbons. These are also in the Gingham Gala paper colours. So if you love ribbon, then you can't go wrong. If you've got the Gingham Gala paper or the sequins or any of the other things that have got these colours, you can have matching ribbons for each one. So I've actually got one I tied earlier, which makes it easy, doesn't it? That would go there. But they are actually really easy to tie. So I'm just going to be really brave and tie one right here for you. And as I said in a different video the other day, anyone who tells you that ribbons are super easy to tie or really easy to tie and you don't know what you're doing, that's not the truth. All ribbons, all good bows have to be worked at. Okay, and keep a pair of scissors just for cutting ribbons and not paper. These are my ribbon scissors. We used to sell those. I wish we still did. They were awesome. Okay, so you can see, there you go, I've just done a little, I'm looking for my glue dots. There they are, hiding under the catalogue. Well, what I did was I stuck the catalogue on top of them. That's why I couldn't find them. And I'm just going to pop that, there and maybe trim that down a little bit more. Of course, you wouldn't have to have the ribbon for this card to still look pretty awesome, but it's not. It's a nice little extra feature. And when I was doing these earlier, I realized when you put all the cards together, the ribbons really do look nice. So I wasn't sure until I looked at all of them. See how cute the little ribbons are? There you go. And also what I did was each, the colour in the centre, where I used my blender pens, I used the backing colour. So this one has a Grapefruit Grove centre, this one has a Daffodil Delight centre, and so on. So, you know, that just made it nice and easy for me, and I just paired it up with other colours that I thought would work well, and they do look all really nice together, don't they? What do you think, guys? You like those? So these items are all going to be available tomorrow. I'm really excited about tomorrow because it's going to be a fabulous new catalogue, and of course the good old spend $90 and get something for free, which comes out of the Sale-a-bration catalogue. So there's some really nice options in here. Even on the front here, they've actually paired one of the butterflies from the DSP in the free catalogue. They've paired it with one of the wooden elements, and then they've also used a little bit of the same ribbon. The balmy blue ribbon there, they've used that. So there's some fantastic samples and ideas in here which will also inspire you and make you want to get creative. So I hope I'll go back through and answer any questions that anybody might have asked. If there's something you needed to private message me with, that's fine too. Oh, one last thing. Something we do have coming tomorrow, and I'm really, really excited about it, is the opportunity for anyone who's joining Stampin'Up as a demonstrator to get their hands on the tote bag. Now this will only be available to demonstrators who join during January, February or March, so during Sale-a-bration, and it won't be available at any other time. So it's fantastic for organising supplies. There's even like little ink pad books and pockets especially for punches. It's just fantastic. Great storage option for anybody who is interested in that. So if you do have an interest in that, just do check with me, send me a message and let me know, and I'll send you some information. But yeah, it's pretty special, and it's an offer that we have never had before, so very exciting. Joining is still $169, but you will also get $315 worth of products of your choice, or if you want the bag, and then it's $169 plus a little extra, so it's actually $210, and you get the bag and your $315 worth of products. So that's pretty cool. So please contact me if that's something that you think you'd like to do. Okay guys, so that's it from me today. Any questions? Of course, the holiday catalogue ends today, so if there's anything on there that you didn't get while it was live, then please make sure you do it before the end of today, because once it's gone, I won't be able to get it for you again. Especially things like the DSP, the there's a couple of DSPs in there that was super popular, and also there are a couple of items that have sold out completely. So if you're not sure where something you are looking for is, please check with me in case it's one of the items that's already gone. So today's the last day for that. Have a fantastic afternoon. I wish you all a very happy new year, and I know that 2019 is going to be a fantastic year for all of us, and I wish you lots of adventures and lots of opportunities. Thanks guys, bye.